Hello and welcome friends. In this session I am going to show you how can we pass an array from a controller to a view in Laravel. Since we are discussing about Laravel, it may happen that some controller is defined within your project which is preparing some result, and that result or that data which is to be shown from some view, which is to be represented to the client from some view. That array should be passed to the view from the controller. So, in our view we should show that data, we should access the array which is passed from the controller to the view and extract elements from that array and represent in front of the client. So, in this session we are going to do that thing. So, let me first of all go to the DOS terminal, and let me also show you the project which I have created for this thing. That is, see, my project is V4U project, okay, and inside this V4U project I will create one controller. Okay, so let's go to the command window and create one controller like this in our project. First of all, we should go to the project folder, okay, and then I will create a controller using artisan command make controller. I will name it as array controller. Just whatever name we can give, but I have given the name array controller, and controller created successfully. Okay, fine. So let's go back to the coding window, that is my editor, Sublime Text. I will go there. Okay, now here first of all I will open the folder that is my project, that is V4U. htdocs, and then V4U, select the folder. Okay, I have opened the folder, and now as you can see that here the project explorer is given. First of all, I would like to write the code in my controller to create some array, to define some array and put some element inside this array. So first of all, let's do one thing. Let's open the controller. The controller is available in app, http controllers, and array controller. Okay, see, the coding is available within this array controller. Here I will define a function just array demo, okay, and no parameter will be type hinted. I will define one array here. Okay, players. I will write some name. Okay, and now what? We need to define some view in which we will pass this data, that is array. So let me define one view here. Let me create new file. I am creating a new file here, and in this new file I will define my view, but I would like to use Bootstrap. That's why I have written the syntax which we have defined in my previous video. Here I will save this file in resources, views, and array view. Okay, I am naming it as array view, arrayview.blade.php, and then here HTML language equal to en HTML tag over, then head tag. Inside head tag I would give the title players array. Okay, I would like to write the meta tag, meta charset equal to UTF-8. Okay, then another meta, name equal to viewport, then content is equal to width is equal to device width to make the page responsive. Initial scale will be 1. Okay, then if we want to use the bootstrap classes, we should add a line here, but right now see, I would like to link the bootstrap compiled files available, that is I would like to use bootstrap CDN. For that I have the lines available in players demo. Yes, you can see here. Yeah, I'm copying all these 3 lines from here and I would like to paste it here. Okay, now this is my page which will display the players which will be passed from the controller as an array. So first of all, here I would display the players. Okay, and then okay, class container, and inside this class we would write a list to display all the players' name. Now from our controller I would return view, and the name of the view is array view. Okay, I would write here array view. Okay, array view, and I would also pass the data here, that is this array, players array. I would give the key as P, okay, to access that array, and then second argument will be the array, return view, array view with P as players. So I can access this array within this page by the key P. So this page array view I would like to display, suppose the array is available as P, so I would like to write here P of 0. What will be it P of 0? It will be the first element of the array. Okay friends, so let's define a root for this method of the controller array demo. Okay, so in my root definition I will add a root definition get, and then there will be a URL of type array demo, and there I would like to call the array controllers method @ what is the name of the method? Array demo. Okay, the call should be inside this single quotes. Okay, so now whenever the request of the form array demo arrives, what will happen? Array controllers method will be called array demo, and it will define an array with a few names of players, and it will then return the view, array view, with passing this array as argument or data, and array view will show that first name from that data. So let me friends start the server, that is local server. Start, and now let's go to the browser. Okay, localhost, what is the URL given by us? That is array demo. Okay, URL given by us is array demo. Before that we need to write public slash array demo. So before you public array demo, you can see here array demo, array controller @array demo. Array demo method is called return view array view with p layers, but here it is not showing because we have not written $sign. Okay, let's actually we have not written the $sign here. Okay, so let's go back to the browser and check it. Yeah, it is showing Virat Kohli, that is the first name. So let's go back to the coding window and write for a few more lines. I will like to use here bootstrap class list group okay, then here li class equal to list group item, then this again li. Similarly, how many elements we have passed from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. So we should write here the code to access 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's go back to the browser and check the code. Yeah, you can see it is showing the bootstrap list. Okay, now we can do one thing here in our coding. Instead of writing this all elements manually, we can have a for loop of Blade. We can use the syntax of Blade engine here @for each, and we can write here p as p name, player name. Okay, there should be no confusion, that's why I have given entirely different name, p name of just p name. This loop will be executed for all the elements, for each element in the loop array, and each time the loop will be executed, a name of the player from the array will be extracted and it will be stored inside pname, and we are displaying it in pname. Okay, let's go back to the browser and let's refresh it. You can see that names are appearing. Okay, so in this manner we can access the array from our view, which is passed from by the controller. Now let us do one more thing. I would like to write here two-dimensional array, that is multi-dimensional array. I would like to add name of the team, that is for example RCB, and also the runs scored, for example 3980. Okay, array will be over here. It is entirely an array which is a first element of outer array. Okay, here again I will add an array, comma mi, comma, and then another array, name of the array, sorry, not name of the team, and then runs pod. Okay, another array, team name, runs squad, okay. Now what happens here, our array is like that. This is entirely an array such that each element of this array is itself an array. So if you see here, the array is players. The first element of this array is itself an array which has 3 elements. Similarly, the second element is also an array which has 3 elements. Now how can we access this array in our view? Let's go back to the view. Here I will write pname of 0. Now it is an array. Similarly, I can write pname of 1. Again I can write pname of 2. Okay. Now let's see what happens in the browser. You can see Virat Kohli, RCB and 3980. All 3 elements are accessible. It's fine. It's working simply fine, but it looks cumbersome. So what should we do? We should use some other technique or other element in which we can see, show this array. So to show this array, we can use grid view also. Grid of the grid element of Bootstrap, which is grid class. Let's go to the browser and let me show you the that grid basic. Okay, you can see here grid basic. From here we will see how can we define the row and column structure. That is, we need to add first of all a row, and inside that row we need to add the class for columns. So let's go back to the code editor. Here first of all, for each element we will define a new row, that is div class equal to row. Okay, now inside that element we will define a class for column. If you have noticed that in class for column, there we have to write col, then something, then dash, then something. This something is any of the element from this. Okay, we will use sm, call sm, and then here column span. We will use 2 column spans. Okay, so here call sm2, and then we would write the element p name, that is $p name, that is variable of 0, and then this tag over. Similarly, we would write it for the remaining 2 also, p1 and p2. Okay, let's check it. Let's go to the browser and check it. Yeah, it works fine. Okay, it is the first row and first column, first row, second column, and third column of the first row. Each column is occupying the space for 2 columns, that is call span is 2. That's why we have written call span as 2 here. If we make it 3, then what happen? It will go to the, it will take more space for each column. Okay, that's fine. Now friends, still it looks like a table. So it will be very nice if we use some table structure available within Bootstrap. So in Bootstrap there is a class available for tables. You can see here Bootstrap tables. We should use that particular class for creating tables. You can see here the table class adds basic styling to a table, and it is mostly used in our application or websites when we want to show some data to the client. So here what will we do? Let's see the code. Let's look at the code that how it is to be written, and see here. To use the table class, you have to write table class equal to table, and then header, that is the heading of for the columns, t head, then t body, where you will write tr for each row and td for each cell or each column of the table. Let's go and define this table, friends. So I will remove this thing and I will define one table class equal to table. Okay, and inside this table we will write first of all table head. Okay, class equal to table, then t head, table header, and for each header I will write th, then player name th, then player team or franchisee, then player runs th. Okay, now table body. Okay, and inside that for each row we will write tr. See, this thing should be declared before the loop starts. Okay, here, and inside the loop we will add one row for each column, for each player or the record. Here t body should also appear before the array. tr, that is for adding a row, then inside the tr td. Now we will put element from array, dynamic element, that we can say that p name of 0, then shell over, then p name of 1, and again p name of 2, row over, and body should be over, table should be over after for loop completes. Okay, let's have a look at this code. Let's have the output of this code, how it looks. Let me refresh it. Yeah, it looks nice. Table structure. Still we can have different type of tables. You can see here there are tables. It was basic table. We can have stripped rows. How? Just write here class equal to table, then table stripped. Okay, go to the browser and check it. You can see it is stripped table. Similarly, there are different types also. Bordered table, we can also have bordered table, bordered, it is bordered table. So in this manner we can have table structure available. Actually why I am showing this thing to you, because what happens that when we are developing our project, when we are performing crude operations, all the records from the table which we will be fetching, we would like to show that records inside some table. Such structures will be used for displaying records from the table to the client. So it is a simple example. Very similarly, we can fetch data from the database also and show that data inside our table. The only change which we would make is that here where we have written array syntax, we would have some another syntax for accessing the elements or the columns of the table. Otherwise the things remains same, designing remains same also. One more thing friends, that if we want to show the number of the player, that is serial number, we can use the loop element of the array. What I am trying to say is that we have when we iterate through a loop, we have a ready-made element available, that is one variable available, loop, which provides us index, which has the value of current index of the iteration, that is starting from 0. But if you want to show the serial numbers, we can use the current iteration of the loop, okay, which is one based iteration. Here we should also add a column here, that is serial number, so that it will match the rows data, columns data, serial number or player number. Okay, let's go to the browser and check. Yeah, you can see that it is the serial number which is appearing here, 1 2 3 4 5. So in this manner we can have an array. One more thing I would like to use here or show you is that right now we are showing these elements of the array one by one, but there is also commands available, there are also methods available by which we can, just for testing, if we want to show all the elements at a glance of an array, we can use that methods. See here, I am using that method over here, h2, and using methods. Now see, I am writing a PHP code here, PHP and echo var dump. It is for dumping the values of variable array. Now the array is available as P. Okay, so for testing this code, let's go back to the browser and check it. It is var dump, not var. Let me correct it. You wait here. I am correcting the code. Var dump, and let us check again. Yeah, you can see the entire array is displayed. Element 0 has 3 elements. 0 itself is an array of 3 elements, whose first element is Virat Kohli, second element is RCB, third element is 3980. Similarly, the first element itself is an array whose first element is Rohit Sharma, second element is MI, and third element is 4200. Similarly, there is another way for displaying array, that is only dumping the array. Okay, we can have just dump P. Okay, you can see that entire array is shown here. Okay, array of 5 elements. Clicking on the 0 element is Virat Kohli, RCB 3980. First element is again an array, Rohit Sharma, MI 4200. Similarly, we can check for all the elements. This mechanism is useful when we are testing the array or testing our application, how it works. That we can also do the same thing by using Laravel Blade engine code also. Let's go back. See here, this is the code that we have used and it is a plain PHP code. Again, blade code. Here we will write where dump $p. Let's check it from the browser. Yeah, it is there. Okay. Similarly, if we want to dump the elements of array, we will use dd. Instead of dump, we will use dd method. Which method? dd method. Okay, let's go back. You can see. Okay. So this is the code using which we can test the array, or we can pass array from the controller to the view, and we can also access the array within our view. We can extract the elements of an array. We can show them using any of the proper structure like table structure, using Bootstrap table class, or anything else. So this was all about the passing array and showing array by my side. I hope that I am able to explain you properly. You have learned from this video. Finally, don't forget to hit the like button, and thank you for watching my video.